a close-up look at all your Concho Valley High School football, this is Inside the Game, sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It's week 7 of the high school football season here on Inside the Game. I'm your host, Jaydon Hart. We've got plenty of good matchups this week from 6A down to 6-man. District is underway for most of our Concho Valley teams. And this week, we got to see some historic rivalries. But we're going to start with the Wall Hawks out in District 3-3A. They're undefeated and the number 3 ranked team in the state. Coming off a bye week, they started district tonight with Clyde. It's been called the toughest district in all of 3A Division 1. And I can kind of understand why. Gymnett and Eastland are still undefeated, and Clyde is 4-1. They're averaging 40 points a game and holding their opponents to under 5 points a game. So could the Hawks continue what has already been an impressive winning streak? Let's find out. Wall Hawks hosting Clyde. District showdown getting underway. Clyde punting on the first drive. The snap goes over their head, and Jax Rome is going to be taken down inside the 15-yard line. Hawks in business early. 2 plays later, Sitch Dickey, he's got it, and he's going to muscle his way into the end zone. That's a touchdown for the Hawks, 7-0. And let's see where it takes them. Second quarter is where we're going to eventually pick this game up. Same score now. Dylan Newman's going to throw it up, and here comes Colton Deebage with the interception, getting the Hawks set up for a potential score. But sadly, the Bulldogs are going to get this one back just 3 plays later. Here's Mason Fuchs with the fumble, recovered by the Bulldogs. Jared at Tennyson. But 10 seconds left in the first half. 3rd and goal for Wall's Mason Fuchs, and he finds his receiver in the end zone. That's Caleb Hertz for the touchdown. Wall up 14-0 at the half, and they would pull on, go away to win this one in the second half. They win 35-7 and remain undefeated. Let's go out to Rachel Turnock now, who's at Hawk Stadium.
Thank you, Jaydon. So the Hawks remain undefeated as they beat Clyde tonight to start out district play. And joining me is Wall head coach Houston Guy. Coach, that first half, very interesting. You guys did score late going into halftime. Just how big was it that you guys did get that touchdown in?
You know, going in at halftime with a 14-point lead was huge, knowing that we were going to get the ball coming out the second half. You know, it kind of put a little distance between us and them. So give you a little bit of peace of mind going into halftime.
So you don't have to tell me what was said, but what kind of adjustments did you make in the locker room at halftime to just come out with a stronger second half?
You know, we just kind of went in and cleaned up some of our blocking and cleaned up some of our emotions. We had some motion penalties the first half that, you know, we normally don't have. You know, coming off a bye week, we didn't play very crisp the first half. And so we just talked about cleaning up some of the stuff that we made some mistakes on the first half and just looking a little bit better than we did offensively.
Yeah, Clyde, a team that did put up 61 points last week. You guys only allowed just 7 tonight on defense. Just were you know, once again, we always just talk about your defense. Just how impressed were you with them tonight?
Yeah, they played great. You know, if they don't score tonight, if we don't snap the ball over the punter's head, you know, we give them the ball on the 4 or 5 yard line, and you know, they were able to punch it in with about 6 seconds left. And I don't think they would have scored tonight on our defense if we don't give them that. You know, so our defense played great again tonight.
And, you know, we were just talking, you guys are on the road at Gymnett next week. They're also undefeated, so something's got to give next week. What are you expecting out of them next week? You
know, it's going to be a huge game. They're a big physical football team. Coach Fanning does a great job with those guys over there. They're going to be a big offensive line. You know, there's a few teams that are bigger than us, and that's one of the teams that up front, they're quite a bit bigger than we are, both sides of the ball. And so you know, it's going to be one of those who can control the line of scrimmage is going to be the team that wins the game.
How late you think you'll be here tonight watching film on them?
It'll be pretty late, yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Coach. We appreciate it. Jaydon, back to you in the studio.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Little explanation as to why this is our game of the week. For over a century, Abilene High and Central have been duking it out on the gridiron. Tonight they met for the 100th time. A lot has changed, though, since that first meeting back in 1910, but one thing has remained the same, and let's go ahead and show the highlights for this one. First quarter, Abilene High driving, but Ty Casey picks it off, but he fumbles it. Eagles recover it, so we're going to have to do it all again. 4th and 10. Abe is going to throw it up, and it's batted down by Julian Porter. Turnover of downs. Juju Mann saying, bring on the offense, and here it comes. Second quarter, Malachi Brown steps back, finds his favorite target, Tanner Dabbert, over the middle. Dabbert making players miss, won't go down, crosses the 50-yard line before he's finally brought down at the 40, and his quarterback would finish off the drive in style. There he is, quarterback keeper, touchdown Bobcats. They leave 7-0. They weren't done, though, in the second quarter. Here, Brown steps back, and he finds Jalen Lifesty in the corner of the end zone. Central up 14-0 before the half, but the Eagles had one last chance. 9 seconds left. Matthew Easel's pass is caught by Frederick Johnson. That cut the Bobcats' lead to 14-6, but they would go on to win tonight. They get some separation in the second half, 35-13. Big win for the Bobcats, and I'll tell you why, because Weatherford was kind of creeping on them with a 1-1 record. They create some separation. As I said, Abilene High was 1-1 coming into this game. So now they're 1-2, Central 2-1, and Euless Trinity, the team that handed Central their first loss in district, they were struggling tonight against Holtom. So maybe, just maybe, the Bobcats will be able to win out. Maybe they win the District 3 6A title. But let's go over to Lakeview. The Lakeview Chiefs have lost their last 3 games and now have one non-district game left to prepare for a district with the like of Andrews, Seminole, and Big Spring. Tomorrow they face last year's state quarterfinalists and 3-3 Hertford at San Angelo Stadium. The Chiefs almost snapped their losing streak last Friday against Brownfield, but they gave up a touchdown in the final minute of the game, lost 38-37. The Chiefs are hungry for a win, and they know what to do to get back on track.
The kids are excited. They know it's preseason. We want to win every game, obviously, but we understand that, you know, good teams lose, and I think that we just got to keep working on what we can do here and improve.
We've been kind of shooting ourselves in the foot for the most part. We haven't been playing as a team, really. Everyone's been having kind of their own problems, and it's been more of a eyes. We're just not being family right now, or we were. But we've kind of, the past 3 weeks, we've slowly gained it back and kind of said, hey, guys, we got to trust in and trust in ourselves, and we're starting to do that a lot more, especially this week. It's been a tough week, but we've all had a lot of fun.
It's a team game, and every role needs to be appreciated, and I feel like we just haven't been appreciating every role. And every man has a job. There's a job everybody needs to do on the field, and we just need to get it all done.
Well, we will see if everyone can have their job done tomorrow. The Chiefs are taking on Hertford. That one's out at San Angelo Stadium at 2 p.m. If you want to see the Chiefs make a statement, maybe before they get district started, this would be a good way to do so. Well, we're just getting started here on Inside the Game. After the break, we'll get into a District 4 3A showdown between TLCA and Grape Creek. While Ballinger was also in that district, they were trying to snap a 2-game losing streak against Bangs. And we'll check in on Brady and Sonora out in District 13 3A, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Inside the Game.
Hi, I'm Mike. MGB wants to be your MVP, most valuable payer. Bring your gold, silver, and diamonds to MGB, and you'll say,
I full of gold, and I like Mike.
On Avenue N by Angelo State.
You can depend on us.
We take that seriously at Mitchell Buick GMC.
You can depend on us to partner with you on one of the most important purchases you'll ever make.
You can depend on us to keep your vehicle in top running condition so you don't have to worry about it.
You can depend on us to be there right along with you for sales and service.
You can depend on us to support the community we West Texans call home.
We're a dealership you can depend on.
Mitchell Buick GMC, your hometown dealer.
At 50 degrees, turn colder overnight and patchy fog.
I am a father and a husband. I'm a professional golfer. I am a colon cancer survivor. And I fight because I want people to survive what they're going through and live long, happy lives. the second leading cause of death of any cancer. Probably something most folks don't know, but it's also one of the most treatable forms of cancer. So you can prevent this by proactively doing things about it, and many times you're going to find out that it's be a lifesaver to do that.
Welcome back to Inside the Game. I'm Rachel Turnock out here at Hawks Stadium, where the Wall Hawks defeated Clyde in their district opener 35-7. So Wall improves to 1-0 in district play, 6-0 on the season. Meanwhile, Clyde drops to 4-2 on the season and then 0-1 in district play. A huge game for the Hawks to start out district this way, especially with their opponent next week, which we will touch on later. With Clyde's offense that did put up 61 points last week against Stanford, that's one thing I asked Coach Guy about, just how their defense has just been so dominant all season, and the fact that they only allowed just that one touchdown tonight. And the only reason why it happened was just because the snap went over their head late in the fourth quarter. But the Wall defense has just been extremely dominant all season long. It wasn't really a slow start for Wall's offense because they scored early in the first quarter, but after that first touchdown in the first quarter, it was just just too many penalties. They had 5 penalties in the first half for 45 yards, but then they did cash in that touchdown that you guys saw in the highlights earlier in the show that allowed them to take a 14-0 lead going into halftime. And then the second half, they just played much better, coming out and scoring on an 8 or 9 play drive to just pull away from Clyde, basically. And such a huge game for them, but they will be on the road next week against Jim Ned. We're going to talk about them and what they did tonight. It's going to be a huge matchup for the Hawks, so we'll touch on them coming up a little bit later. But for now, Jaydon, back to you in the studio.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
To say it's been a struggle for TLCA and Grape Creek so far this season would be an understatement, which brings me to a somewhat disappointing stat of the week. So far, these teams are combined 1-8 overall. They're averaging 7.2 points per game while letting their opponents score 41.3 points per game. But there's a silver lining in that. This week, they got to play each other, which means something had to give, right? Well, let's find out. Fairly new rivalry for the San Angelo schools. Let's see what happened in this game. First quarter, Grape Creek with it and a fumble right off the bat. It's going to be recovered by TLCA, and then they wouldn't be able to do anything on that. So Grape Creek trying to do something here, and it is picked off by TLCA. That's Isaiah Oviedo with the interception. TLCA taking over again. Grape Creek trying to do something now. Still scoreless. Here's the pass, and George Rodriguez would bring it down, and they're able to capitalize a few plays later. Here's Isaiah Baronis. He takes the handoff, but he loses the ball after another fumble. TLCA would come up with it. Another timely turnover there. How about that? But TLCA goes on the road in a district match and gets a win tonight. Their first win of the season. They win in a low-scoring affair, 8-6. Let's keep it in that district. Bangs and Ballinger. Ballinger trying to snap their 2-game losing streak, taking on the Dragons. Here we go. Homecoming for the Bearcats, and Cooper Bean says, "Get off me." And there he is, getting the Bearcats in good field position. Then Tyler Vaughn trying to capitalize on it, but it's intercepted by the Bangs Dragons, and he's going to be brought down. But later on in the first quarter, Edgar Nunez in the game and does what he's been doing all season. Runs the ball around the corner for the touchdown, 7-0 after the mate PAT. And Ballinger would go on to bounce back tonight in a big way. They win 31-0. How about another one in 3A? Ingram Moore taking on Brady at senior night for the Bulldogs. First quarter, it would be scoreless, and that's where we're going to pick this one up. Joaquin Flores will take the handoff, battles his way through traffic. He stopped on the goal line, but that would set up this next play. Walker Bauer keeps it himself, ends off the drive with the touchdown. Brady takes a 7-0 lead. Ingram Moore is the best team by a lot of cases in this district. They're trying to respond. Handoff here. Andrew Brose takes it up the middle, but he fumbles, and the Bulldogs recover it. And how about this, ladies and gentlemen? The Bulldogs would go on to get their second win of the season. They win tonight, 23-20. Sonora would fall tonight out in Blanco, 28-6. That moves the Broncos to 2-4 on the season. They'll look to bounce back next week against Brady's opponent, Ingram Moore. Well, thanks for watching Inside the Game, and you know it's an exciting matchup, but hey, that was just a tease. We've still got 2 more segments of this show left, and after the break, we'll get into 2A. There's a battle out in District 8 2A, but before we do that, let's check out this week's Bowls Fan Cam.
At Concho Bell Bonds, we have an honest, friendly, and professional staff with over 40 years of experience. We understand that if you or a loved one needs our help, you want fast and efficient service that you can trust. That's why at Concho Bell Bonds, we are here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, with easy payment plans, and we accept all major credit cards. Y habla español. At Concho Bell Bonds, it is better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us.
It's our payment reduction sale.
Oh, why are you using that voice?
I don't know.
If I could get you in a newer vehicle and lower your payment, or at least keep it the same, would you do it?
Yes, I would.
Right now, get the all-new 2020 Ford Explorer, just $33,333.
Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, Houston, Hart,
and Arden Road.
Or 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
I just got my insurance from Floyd C. Pettit, and I just never felt safer. They're an independent agency, so they cover anything from farm and ranch to commercial insurance. Whether you need insurance for your home or your truck or your car or your motorcycle or any vehicle you might have, they've got you covered. They also offer individual and group health policies, Medicare supplements, and Part D. Floyd C. Pettit Insurance, a place where your insurance needs are personalized with care.
Hello, I'm Barry with Unlimited Air, your San Angelo's cooling and heating specialist. And that would be Shane. Shane, what are you doing? Are you going to get your hands dirty today?
Unlimited Air can help with odors in your home by sanitizing and deodorizing your AC and heating systems. Unlimited Air can clean your AC and heating ductwork. Unlimited Air can clean your dryer vents.
How is the air quality in your home? And remember, at Unlimited Air, it's all about the service.
Welcome back to Inside the Game out here at Hawk Stadium. Wall improves to 1-0 in district play. A great way to start out their district opener against Clyde with a 35-7 win over the Bulldogs. They also remain undefeated, 6-0 heading into their game against Jim Ned. The Indians, guess what? They're also 6-0 as they defeated Breckenridge tonight. The Indians, their defense is also extremely dominant this season. They've had 4 shutout victories, including the one that they had tonight against Breckenridge, 32-0. They beat the Buckaroos this evening. The Hawks did win last year's matchup against the Indians 41-27. They've also won all but one game against the Indians under head coach Houston Guy. They've had great success against Jim Ned. They're 25-11 in the all-time series, but with this being a huge district showdown where both teams are going in once again undefeated, 6-0, and with this being Jim Ned's home district opener, the Indians definitely going to be extremely fired up for that one. So Wall's going to be prepping for the Indians next week, and it'll be a really fun showdown that we're looking forward to. Well, once again, Wall wins tonight 35-7. Reporting from Hawk Stadium, I'm Rachel Turnock. Jaydon, back to you in the studio.
This update sponsored by Bug Express.
Well, let's pick things up in 2A, and where else better to start than with District 8 2A? We've been hyping it up all season long. Tonight we finally got to see them face off. Let's start with the Miles Bulldogs. They're coming off their first loss of the season last week against Cross Plains, and tonight they were hoping to get back on track against a 1-4 Menard team. It was a rainy night out in Menard, Texas. Second quarter is where we'll pick it up. Yellow Jackets punting it away. It's going to be fielded by Jose Mata. And here comes Jose Hernandez. He's going to wrestle it away from Mata and takes it into the end zone. Menard out to a 7-0 lead. A little bit of scare for the Bulldogs here, but second quarter, they're driving. Braden Dunlap takes it around the corner, and boom, he powers his way for the yardage. And then Davian Martinez continuing to do what he's done all season, finding the end zone, game tied at 7. And the Bulldogs would go on to bounce back in a big way tonight. They win 35-15. How about the Cougars in that district? They beat Rock Springs, their first district match of the year, 43-0 out at Rock Springs tonight. The Cougars remain undefeated, and they'll be back on the road this week. Mason, the number 8 team in the state, wins 23-22 against Brackett, while Junction in that district, 14-2A, beats Sabinal 46-0. The Lions also bounced back after a loss to number 9th ranked Crane last week. They win out in Stanford tonight, 39-28. Hey, after Inside the Game, stick around for the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. It's an encore with Jennifer Lopez. Well, don't go anywhere. We'll get to our 6-man game of the week coming up. But before we do that, I teased the fan cam. Let's toss it out to the fan cam by Bulls this week.
Catering for Inside the Game is provided by Chick-fil-A.
Truckloads of trucks, truckloads of SUVs, way too much inventory, especially trucks and SUVs. The Truckload Sales Event this Friday and Saturday at Kelly Grimsley Kia. More SUV for the buck. 10 Toyota 4Runner, just $16,888 cash or no money down, $279 a month. Bring us your trade, paid for or not. Plus new car rebates up to $4,900. Remember, free lifetime oil changes and state inspections.
Experience Kelly Grimsley Kia of San Angelo today.
Everything in life changes. Well, almost everything, because price for life from Suddenlink never changes. Get Altice One plus internet for just $59.99 a month for life. You heard that right. The same price for life. Call 855-421-4585 now, and you'll get over 200 channels, a voice-activated remote, 4K Ultra HD, and 100 meg internet with unlimited data available, all included. Plus, right now, you'll get a $100 Amazon.com gift card. All this for just $59.99 a month for life. Switch careers? Same price. Start a family? Same price. No matter how life changes, $59.99 will always be $59.99. All with no annual contracts. Already stuck in a contract? We'll give you up to $500 when you switch. Get Altice One for $59.99 a month for life. Call 855-421-4585 or visit suddenlink.com today. Altice One, only at Suddenlink.
On a Suspicious Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Hey, you're late.
I was just getting more Dr. Pepper.
Is that Dijon mustard? Are you seeing another grill?
No.
Was it her? What does she have that I don't?
She has an onion volcano. Look.
She uses propane. This is natural, girl.
Tastes the same to me.
What?
Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
This week's 6-man game of the week takes us out to a classic District 8 1A showdown between the Water Valley Wildcats and the 8th-ranked Sterling City Eagles. They faced off 43 times since the turn of the century, but Water Valley controls that with a 7-4 record. Overall, Sterling has the lead with a 29 total winning streak. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Sterling City has 29 total wins. Let's fix this. The Wildcats are 4-2 so far this season, while the Eagles are 6-0. And they, other than their shootout last week with Rankin, they have mercy ruled every other opponent they face. So out to Eagles Stadium. Let's see if they can continue that little streak that they've got. First quarter, Sterling City's Frankie Gonzalez takes the handoff, and he gone. Touchdown. Eagles.
Touchdown,
8-0. Ensuing drive for Water Valley. Look, they're having a great time out in Sterling City, and rightfully so. I mean, they've been dominant all year. Here's Water Valley on the following drive, and they're going to try to even this game up, and they do. That ties the game at 8. But that's going to be their only touchdown of the night. Sterling City's going to pull away here in the second quarter. Here's Cross Niddle taking the pitch, making a cut, midfield. No one going to catch him. Touchdown, Eagles. They go on to mercy rule at Water Valley, 56-8. How about Robert Lee hosting Very Best? First quarter's where we'll eventually pick this one up. Micah Munoz rolling out, and he finds Ivan Escamilla. Tight window there. Beautiful pass. Robert Lee strikes first, 8-0, but Very Best would respond. He's going to pitch it out to Chance Rule, and he finds the corner, and no one there to get him. Very Best would score, and they would go on to take this game tonight, 38-34. How about some other teams in that District 13-1A? Eden goes on to stomp Bront tonight in their first district game, 48-0. And then the independent team of Erie County, that train keeps on rolling. And next week, they're going to face Baird, who's number 2 in the independent ranking. That's going to be a showdown. Erie County wins, though, tonight, 66-16. And then Blackwell, a team that stayed ranked for most of the season, beat Santa Ana tonight, 68-6. Well, thank you for watching Week 7 of high school football here on Inside the Game. We'll be back next week. We've got plenty of good matchups. District is just getting underway, and you know that's always an exciting time. I want to thank our production crew in the back. They always do a good job trying to keep me on the right track, and, you know, sometimes I get lost, but hey, it's I'm human, right? So thank you to them. Thank you to everyone in the newsroom that did their part getting scores and highlights to us. And we'll look to do a little bit better next week. Thanks again for watching.
Inside the Game is sponsored by Mitchell Automotive Group.